Hello everybody, this is the pre-market trade of the day. Still 2 trading days left. Today we were on the pound Kiwi on the H1 time frame, and if you watched my last video, this was a special setup. We tried to come into a grid trade like Viktors trades it with the 1.75 Metagrid version, which I have released today as a beta version public for everyone. At the moment without any support, because they are still missing the videos for the new version. If the videos are made by me with the explanations how to use the new version, then it's an official release. So far it's only the beta version, but you can use and try it if you want, but there is no official support for it at the moment. And my entry was missed. It was like here, the entry from my video, and you can see the candles did not come that far to my entry. Missed it by a few pips here, and then it was going down indeed. Here almost 60 or 60 pips. Maybe you placed or had placed the entry a little bit deeper and you came into this trade, then that's very, very good. You can write me if you catched this trade, but my entry was a little bit too high in this case to come into this trade. But I'm very interested if you maybe catched this trade from the pre-market. I will count it with 0 pips, of course, because my trade was not triggered. But maybe you had more luck that your entry was a little bit deeper and then you got filled here and you had this trade. So we had the right place for our trade, but it can happen that maybe the entry is missed by some pips. You will see this from time to time, and don't worry about it. This happens and we can't avoid it. So this was the pre-market trade from Wednesday, and indeed today I could double my account with the Viktors trading method. You know it maybe, I tested it for myself. Viktors uses Metagrid with the order blocks and the hypnotic supply and demand software, and he had doubled his account in 4 weeks. And then I wanted to try it by myself with his method, with the multiplier method. And today I could double my account too. It was a 60 euro account, so only 60 euro on it. This was a really, really small account, and I wanted to test it how far it comes and if I can double it too with this method. And I show you the result now. Here is the history of my account, and you can compare it. This is the account number here with on my real account with the video I made as I began with this trading method. It's still the same account, it's the real account. And if we scroll here down, this all the trades since I started this method, Viktors method. And if we can down here, it's almost 5 weeks now. It's 4 weeks and 3 days, and you can see the profit is 64 euros, and the account was filled with 60 euros, so it's more than doubled in this case. This is very good and interesting, and I like this very much with this multiplier. You have to sit very often in front of the computer to watch and manage these trades, but it's a really nice way of trading, to find the entries and the correct spots and zones with the help of the order blocks, with the hypnotic software. And then the real power of this method is of course the multiplier system. You can see, for example, we had here more trades open, and if they then get in the right direction, like here, you can see it here with this pair, then you get really nice profit. And it is, I used only a very, very small account to do this, and so yeah, it was nice. And of course I go forward with this method too. I used the pre-market method. I used the normal EA, which is built in the Metagrid, and of course I use Viktors multiplier method too, and the multiplier is implemented in the new version of Metagrid, like you know. And so you can use this method too. I made our own video some weeks ago for this method. You can find it in this live room playlist too. If you search for it, for Viktors method, you will find this own video, how he finds his trades and how he uses this method. And in case you are interested, these are the trades from today with Viktors method. And today I made 14 euros with these trades here. You can see here the euro out was a very nice and interesting trade here. The one grid was negative, but the second open trade then got into profit. You can see it. And then the overall trade was in profit. We had the same here with the euro pound. Here was the case that it was a small loser, as I remember. If you add all together here, then here the DAX had a nice trade, and had the Kiwi Cat was a very nice trade here, and all of the other trades were in profit. Here you can see, for example, here this there were opened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades of this pair, and then all trades got into profit and could be closed. So this is from one day on this small account that you can see it here. So let's go to the new pre-market trade of the day, and I choose the dollar against the Hungarian forint. We are on the H1 time frame, and it's not that easy to see some spot at the moment. If we make the chart a little bit smaller and we check the left side where prices at the moment, we don't see really a nice price or the market structure that, which we can use. So we have to go to a higher time frame, and in this case on the daily time frame I choose here, as you can see. And if you look here, prices at the moment here, it retested again here this highs here, and the first retest ended with a drop again, and now it tries it again, and I think that the price will here close this gap. You can see we had here a gap let's check when this gap happened. It was on April 2 years ago. That long ago. And maybe now this gap can be closed here, and I'm very sure that they try, market makers and big boys try to close this gap. Normally all gaps will be closed sooner or later in the market. And if this gap is closed, maybe we see then a reaction, but it's also possible that the market makers want to come here to this area. You can see on the daily time frame we have here this market structure here. It was here resistance, it was going down, and it was resistance, and it was going down, and now this can act again as resistance, or that the market makers want to catch here some stop losses, or in case that there are some still left from the traders who are this down and move the long term traders. Remember, it's 2 years ago we were here, so it's not very sure that the traders are still in this trade, but this is a market structure, and the big boys jump into market if they see that price comes to such a market structure. I marked this with this yellow line here, and if we see on the H1 time frame, I added this yellow line here too. This is the area. It's far away at the moment from price, but this is for me at the moment the only place where I want to think about to sell here this pair. And I would begin here from this normal sell order block until this strong sell order block for my sell zone. So I would use these two together. This is the only place where I want to sell this pair. If we see such a big move maybe, then we want to sell it here. And if we see price action, of course, in this case. So let's check if we see something where we can buy this pair. We see here the lower trend line here. It crosses here the two order blocks here, but these are normal order blocks. I don't like it that much to go into a buy trade. If we see here, here we had interesting area. Here you can see here it was resistance, it was going down. Then he had acted again here as resistance, 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 resistance. And then finally it came now here up and above. Maybe if price comes back again here, that it then gives again a bounce that we can buy it here if it's tested, and maybe now it will act as support. Maybe. So, and this is the reason I like this area here more than this area where we have the cross of the normal order blocks. So I would watch out for potential trades around here, this zone here, after price is going down below the buy level, bank buy level, and reaches here this strong zone. You can see we have the strong and the normal order block on the same place. In this case, if we here move it away like I did it here, this is the strong one which was on the same place as the normal one here on this place. So let's do it back here. I moved it a little bit, and of course we have here the nice combination of the strong buy order block and the normal one. I would mark 2 as potential buy zone, and of course here we have the same situation, the strong and the normal one, maybe exactly on the, or almost exactly in the same place, so we can use as a buy zone too if we see a price action for buying this pair. This zone here is not that bad. You can see here we can see that maybe this in this market structure, and here we have that is act as the support, and not here the support. Maybe it's already here, so we can watch this area. I don't mark it now as an official buy zone, but if we see that price comes here down and then we get a big reaction, or our nice pin bar, we look for a big pin bar with a big wick and a very tiny body, and then we can try here to go into a buy trade in this zone if we see such a thing. But then I want to see a very strong price action here at this area. So this is the pre-market trade of the day, and we see us in 24 hours. I wish you again a happy trading day. Goodbye.